Hi there, Allie, and also hi to everyone who may be watching this. My name is Tiffany Browne-Tavarez, and I'm an actress based out of the New York City area. I moved here in 2005 from Virginia, and since then I've worked in several different mediums, and I would say mostly a lot of independent film. So that's just a little bit about me before I get started. And I also just want to say, Allie, thank you so much for contacting me. It's truly an honor, and I'm so happy to be answering these questions for you. And I'll get started. So the first question is about the process of being an actor and the challenges and the methods. Um, well, I think the process to get started is actually pretty simple. It's about getting in classes, it's about getting headshots, getting your resume together, and then you just start putting yourself out there. Once you do that, everything else falls into place. The networking, the social media, you get a reel eventually, you get a website eventually. So the main thing to do is just get started. There are a lot of challenges, definitely. I would say for me, the biggest challenge is when you've just gone through a period where you're getting constant work and booking amazing projects, and then all of a sudden it slows down completely. And it can be a challenge to keep your spirit up, and it can be a challenge to persevere. But if this is what you want to do, you just have to, and you just have to learn ways to deal with it and just never give up. Another big challenge is definitely the financial challenge of being an actor. Headshots, classes, casting websites, those things cost money. It's definitely not cheap. It's definitely investment, but of course, once again, totally worth it. As far as methods, I don't know if you mean like which techniques you use, like Miser, or if you're a method actor. I think those things are it's something each individual actor is going to work out for themselves, what works best for them, and you will figure those out as you take classes, basically. Yeah. So second question is kind of also piggybacking off the classes. It's about training and what training did I do. Well, first of all, I did not have formal training. I did not go to college for acting. I did start at a very young age though, gaining experience. I started working in church plays, and then once I was a preteen, I decided I wanted to be an actor, and I took classes all through high school, including advanced classes, and then after high school I started doing community theater. So even though I wasn't doing formal training, I was still in classes, I was still building up my experience. And now that I'm here in New York, I take classes at different studios throughout the city. Terry Schreiber Studio is an amazing place. I've taken classes, and there are a few others as well. And of course, that's not the way for everyone. Some people, it's best for them to go to formal training, and it's best for them to go to college, but this is just how it worked out for me. My favorite actor and actress. Well, my favorite actress of all time is Audrey Hepburn. She is really who inspired me when I was younger. Today, my favorite actress, I would have to say, is Cate Blanchett, just because I feel like she can do anything. And my favorite actor, I would have to say Christian Bale, because I think, too, he can do anything. And I would probably also say Leonardo DiCaprio as well. What inspires me most to act? I think it's just as simple as the fact that I love it so much. It's so much fun, and there's nothing else that I want to do with my life. I can't imagine pursuing anything else other than acting. The one thing that will always inspire me, definitely my husband, Francisco. He is my biggest supporter, and he is the one when I'm feeling down because things are slow. He is the one that it just encourages me to keep going, and he just always inspires me. The one film I would want to act in. Well, I don't know if there's like a specific film that I would want to be in, but I definitely want to be in, I would want to be in something based on a true story, something historical. I would love to be in any film that kind of sheds light on a certain issue, and would actually make a difference in people's lives. I would love that. And I will say though, right now my like dream acting role would be to be on The Walking Dead. So that's like my ultimate goal right now. So wish me luck. My favorite movie is oh, that's tough. I would have to say The Wizard of Oz, just because it's just a classic, and I grew up watching it with my family when I was a little kid, and it gives me such a feeling of nostalgia, and I love the music and everything about it. What college did I attend? I kind of mentioned earlier that I didn't actually attend college, and like I said, that's not necessarily the path that everyone should be taking. It just is what worked out for me. What high school did I attend? I attended Salem High School in Salem, Virginia. How do I personally stand out? I would say, as an actor, my versatility. I've been blessed to have been able to play some crazy roles, and everything from like killer mom to supportive mom to detective to journalist. So I would have to say my versatility. And also, I want to add to that my faith too. My faith in God, I think, is something that stands out for me. My favorite Broadway musical is Les Miserables. And the next question is, how does a regular audition work? Most auditions follow the same format. You go in, you want to get there at least 15 minutes early so you can prep yourself. There's a sign-up sheet, and usually there's an audition form that you have to fill out, which it can ask you questions, just like double checking that you're available for a certain time period. They might want you to write down your agent, your contact info, things like that. And then basically you just kind of wait to be called in. I find that for lower budget projects, the wait usually isn't that long. Many times you go in and you're out. For a bigger budget project where the competition is greater, it can take a little time, and many times it does go past your appointment time, but that's part of the business. So that's it. So they call you in, you go in, you usually stand in front of the camera, they ask you to state your name, and then you get started. You could be reading a side, you could be doing improvisation. That's a big thing right now. So usually you run through the scene once, and the casting director will typically they'll give you an adjustment to see how well you can listen, and then you run through it again. And to be honest, that's usually it. Once in a while, they will open a conversation with you, ask you some questions, but for the most part, it's pretty simple. Yeah, and the one thing I will say, just make sure you always have fun. That is the most important thing. Just go in there, just reminding yourself, have fun, have fun, have fun. Let's see, what are some shows you can see me in? Well, I've done a lot of these true crime docudramas that you see on like A&E Biography and the Investigation Discovery Channel. I was in True Crime with Aphrodite Jones in season 4. In one episode, I played a detective. On A&E Biography, I was in a show called I Killed My BFF. The episode was The Babysitter. And most recently, I was in a show called Shadow of Doubt, which I believe that was also on Investigation Discovery. And I know these shows, sometimes they play reruns, but I think they're also available on Amazon as well. So you could check me out in some of those if you wanted to. My favorite role I played, it was actually an independent film I shot maybe 1.5 to 2 years ago. It actually hasn't been released yet, so I'm still looking forward to it. But it's called The Yearly Harvest, and it's an independent feature film. It's a horror film, and I played the lead role of Jin Madison. This is based on a book, and basically she is going to this small town and she's trying to get to the bottom of the origins of Christmas and the reason for certain traditions. And it was just such an amazing role to play. I got to play every emotion. I got to cry a lot and scream a lot and, you know, act like a brat, and it was just so much fun, and I'm really excited that hopefully it looks like we'll be doing a sequel, so looking forward to that. What's it like living in New York? It's absolutely amazing. So when I first moved here from Virginia, I lived in Manhattan for a few years, near Times Square in a room, and it was just an incredible, crazy experience. At the moment, I actually live in New Jersey. It's a lot cheaper. I live right across the river, so I have the most amazing view of the city. But I do still work in the city, so I'm pretty much there every single day. I spend most of my time in New York. It's just amazing, and I think people, it's the energy that I love, and it's the convenience of everything as well. I love working there. I love being there. Everything about it. It is challenging. It's challenging because you have to pay rent and you have to work and you have to go to auditions, and you still want to go out with your friends and have a life, and you still want to be able to enjoy the amazing things that the city has to offer, like museums and Broadway shows. So it's a challenge to do all that financially and time-wise, but it can be done, and it's definitely worth it. I mean, I will say you really have to love New York City, and you really have to stay focused on your dream in order to stay motivated while you're here. But I wish everyone could experience living here for a little bit one day. And the last question is, what's my favorite part of New York? I would have to say definitely downtown, the East Village. There's just such a cool, edgy rocker vibe down there. When my husband and I go out, we always go to the East Village. They have the coolest restaurants. It's so much fun to walk around St. Mark's Place, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, so I think I answered everything. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and it is honestly my wish that everybody can have the means and the courage to pursue their dreams, and I hope that you all do. And Allie, thank you so much once again. Bye.